Function and safety check for a Ruger Security 380 or a Security 9 pistol. Anytime you reassemble this pistol after cleaning or doing any other kind of work on it, you want to do a quick function check to make sure everything is working right. So this is in the Ruger Security manual. Of course, we're going to make sure the gun is unloaded before we do anything else. The gun is unloaded. The first thing you want to do is just a visual inspection. This gun is pretty much brand new, so I'm not going to find anything wrong with this one, but make sure nothing looks out of place, bent, broken, cracked, anything like that. Next thing you want to do is check the function of the slide. And for this check, we want to have the magazine out of the gun. The slide forward, the manual safety is in the fire position, which it is. Pull the slide to the rear and release it. Says to do that twice. The slide should move freely all the way to the rear and close completely under the force of the recoil spring, which it did. We want to put in an empty magazine. Do the same thing, and it should lock back on an empty magazine as it is. Now, removing the magazine, the slide should remain in the rear position until we run it to the back and release. All right, everything working great there as far as the function of the slide. Next, we move on to the function of the trigger. With the magazine removed from the pistol, we want to cycle the slide open and close to ensure the hammer is cocked. You can see the hammer if you look through the back of the slide. Move the safety to the safe position. Always point the gun in a safe direction anytime you pull the trigger, whether you think it's empty or not. Attempt to pull the trigger and nothing should happen. The trigger will move back and the hammer will not fall. Move the safety to the fire position and do the same thing, and the hammer should fall. And now, after pulling the trigger, try and put the safety back into the safe position. It should not go back into the safe position. It should only do that when the hammer is back. Now, with the safety in the fire position as it is, point in a safe direction, pull the trigger, and hold it to the rear. With the trigger held to the rear, cycle the slide to reset the hammer. Slowly release the trigger. And you should hear the trigger reset, and the hammer should not fall. Now move the safety to the safe position and attempt to pull the trigger. The trigger should move forward and stop, and the hammer should not fall. All right, those are the basic safety functions of the Ruger as far as the manual goes. There is one additional test that I like to do to make sure everything's going to work. I do this additional test on all the guns after I reassemble them. Get yourself some dummy rounds for the gun that you are working with. My preferred dummy rounds, these are A-Zoom. These particular ones are 380 auto. They're basically just pieces of aluminum in the shape of a bullet. So I'm going to load up 5 dummy rounds. All right, I'm going to load 5 dummy rounds. I'm going to load the magazine, rack the slide. You can see the orange of the dummy round, so we know that a dummy round is loaded into the chamber. This test is to make sure the gun is going to extract and eject the empty brass as I fire the gun. So I'm going to simulate firing the gun just by cycling the slide 5 times. And what should happen here is each time I cycle the slide, a dummy round should be ejected from the gun, and after the 5th one, the slide should lock back because the slide will lock back on an empty magazine. So here we go. Worked flawlessly. So that's the last test that I like to do, and now the gun is ready to go to the range. So if you found this video helpful, please hit like below. I'll have links in the description for dummy rounds for all different calibers down there. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching.